So thus far, we've taken a look at interpretive lenses. We've looked at uh, how those interpretive lenses inform our observations, allow us to see a text from a different angle in a different way through a different filter, right? And so we kind of get a different, unique look at that text by using an interpretive lenses. And we've gone over the feminist lens, right? We've looked at some of the basic tenets of the feminist lens, and we've taken an examination of how we use the feminist lens to really start to uncover foundational inequalities that take place within our society. And so when we looked at Cinderella, right, we saw that uh, her role was very traditional. She was expected to take care of the house, take care of the kitchen, be subservient, be obedient, be patient, be polite, be kind, right? And we know that those were the expectations because she gained a reward after or throughout that process, right? Her reward for acting like a good girl should was to marry the prince. So it sends a message that if you want the rewards of society has to offer for women, this is your box. Stay in it. And so we were able to see that very clearly within that fairy tale. Now, when we looked at Jack and the Beanstalk, we saw something quite different take place, right? We saw not someone told to be subservient or not someone who was set. Sorry, technical difficulties. But when we saw Jack and the Beanstalk, what we saw was this boy who was not expected to be polite, who was not expected to follow the directions of his mother even, right? He was able to run a roughshod over his mother and do whatever he wanted. He basically ignored her, broke into somebody's house, stole from this individual, and then ultimately killed him. And what did he get? Rewarded, right? So from being impetuous and kind of explorational and and direct, Jack got the rewards, right? Because he provided for his family, everything was okay. Whereas the mother in that situation was very plain and really she was there to yell and scream at him, but be ignored, right? She had no power in this situation whatsoever, right? And so when we're looking at those pieces, we see them reinforce traditional gender roles or traditional feminine roles and male roles, okay? Um, Below, I have one of my favorite poems. It's called Econo, Motel, Ocean City by Daisy Freed. It's a very interesting poem. Uh, I'll let you. I don't want to. I don't want to cloud your lens any more than I have to. But it ultimately is a a story of a man, a woman, and a baby on vacation. So I've set it up in hypothesis. I want you to go through and highlight at least five interesting moments, at least five. I'm sure you'll find way more than five. Or questions. There's a lot of things going on that you might not understand. You can define vocabulary if you're the first one that comes to it. Okay. But basically, what I want us to do is to read this piece through the feminist lens. And so, if you look just to the side, I have laid out kind of the questions to ask yourself as you're reading through this poem. And so you can use your annotations to answer any one of those questions if you want. Some kind of guidance or more a direction on what to respond to. But ultimately, I'm happy to see you respond in any additive fashion. Just add to the conversation. And this time on Hypothesis, I'm going to flip the script just a little bit, and I'm going to ask you to reply to two or three of your classmates. Now, you can disagree with what they have to say. That's fine. Just be respectful. You can agree with what they have to say. That's fine. But explain why you agree and kind of bring in more detail, right? Add to the conversation, okay? Maybe you agree a little bit, but disagree a little bit. Talk about the nature of that and be fairly specific in that response, okay? Hope you enjoy the poem. We will be writing an essay on it, so dig into it and get your hands dirty. And I'll see you online soon.